Hello there, welcome to today's class. My name is Fernanda in case you're new here on the channel. But if you've been here already for a little bit and we've been practicing together, thank you so much for coming back. In today's flow, I prepared a sequence for us that's going to be focusing on backbends. It's going to be a progressive sequence and it will take us towards Ustrasana or Camel Pose. Backbends are obviously amazing if you're looking to, have better posture or just keep cultivating the longevity and the health of your spine. But energetically speaking, backbends are amazing to help us crack the heart open and really invite a little bit more love, self-love, outer love in. So that's what we're going to practice for today. I hope you are excited because I definitely am. Let's get started right away, lying down on your back. So come to lie down in Shavasana. Legs can go long and wide, arms can go long and wide. And then take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale it out. Taking 3 more rounds of breath in and out of your nose, setting in the tone for your practice, setting the intention to have an open heart, to feel love, to remember love. Yes, and then just blink your eyes open if it was closed. Full body stretch is where we start. So bring the legs a little closer together. Arms go up and overhead. With a big inhale, you try to get as long as you can through the whole body. And then use the breath out to start to hug both knees into the belly, into the chest. You can start to interlace your arms around the legs or just hold onto your knees. But find a little sway in here, side to side. Really pushing the lower back down against the mat, giving it a really good massage. Good, and then pause here in the center and let your hands slide a little bit down more towards your ankles. See if you can flex your toes, point them straight up to the sky, and then really bring your shoulders down towards the mat. So squeeze your shoulder blades together, push the shoulders down, keep squeezing the heels into the body. Breathing in for 3, for 2, on 1, bridge pose. Plant the soles of your feet down on the mat. Your feet is super close of your bums. Arms alongside your body. The next time you inhale, start to send your hips up to the sky. See if you can track both of your knees straight forward in front of you, so the knees not opening wide to the sides. You're going to already start to feel a good stretch here on your quads, which is something that we're going to be working with in class today as well. Back bends and quad stretch are like the perfect pair. So take 1 more breath in here. And then exhale, bring your hips all the way back down, knees coming to the belly again. But this time hold behind your legs. Let's rock and roll back and forth 3 times like that. And then after your 3rd rock, cross your shins, plant your hands, come into tabletop position. And here you can start to tuck your toes and just find a little sway back and forth. So we're starting to open up a little bit of the fascia on the soles of your feet as well. So really send your hips back and lean the whole weight of your body in that direction when you go backwards. And then every time you go forward, fingers are nice and spread. So you're also activating a little bit of the wrists in here. Keep going like this for 3, for 2, and 1. Pause in the center. Send your hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. Feel free to start to pedal your feet in here, 1 at a time. Let the head be super heavy. Your feet can be really close together, but if it feels kind of tight around the hips when you do that, feel free to space out your feet, even maybe wider than hip width distance. But then pause the pedaling of your feet and leg. Find stillness in this downward dog. Gaze goes all the way up and back towards your belly button. Keep sending your hips up towards the sky. Start to turn your armpits towards your face a little bit more. And imagine that you want to bring your chest a little bit closer to your thighs. As you breathe, see if you can keep increasing the space in between the vertebrae on the spine, creating some more length. Last inhale, exhale. And when you inhale, look forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, little baby steps forward, coming to a forward fold at the top of the mat. The next time you inhale, hands come to your shins, elevate your spine halfway. Exhale to fold all the way back down. Inhale, come up to stand, reach up to the sky. When you exhale, hands land right in front of your heart. We talk a lot about love, but sometimes we forget that a lot of times we are afraid to be hurt. And because of that, it takes a really brave heart, to be able to give and to receive love. So our standing warm-up today is going to be with Fearless Heart Namaskar. So here we go. Relax your arms alongside your body. We're going to pick up the pace right away. Take an inhale, reach both hands up to the sky. When you exhale, hinge at your hips and forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands down, step your left foot to the back of the mat, lower your back knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge, arms reach up. Exhale, plant your hands down, step your front foot back to downward dog, and use the breath in to roll forward in a plank pose. Maybe knees come down, but exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale for your back bend, push the tops of your feet down, push it up and back, downward dog, breath out. Take an inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your foot through, Anjaneyasana, knee down, inhale, arms reach up. When you exhale, plant your hands forward, step forward and forward fold. Inhale halfway, breathe out and fold. Inhale, come up to stand, reach up to the sky, and then exhale, forward fold right away, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step now your right foot back, lower your back knee. Inhale, arms go up. When you exhale, plant your hands down, step your front foot back, downward dog. Inhale, chair plank, roll forward, lower halfway, breathe out, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Breathe out, downward dog. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it through. Low lunge. Arms go up as you inhale. And then exhale, plant your hands forward. Take a big step forward and fold. Inhale halfway. And fold again. Come up to stand. Reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Deep, full breath in. Out through the mouth. Let's build up our creative flow. Here we go. Take an inhale, reach both hands up to the sky, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, twist your torso to the right. Right hand behind your left hand in front. With the next inhale, arms reach back up, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Take an inhale, reach the arms all the way up again. Exhale, forward fold all the way down, Uttanasana. Stay exactly where you are, but float your right leg up to the sky for a standing split. Send your gaze towards the back of your space. Let the head be heavy, releasing any tension you might be holding on the neck. Take one more breath. Your left knee can be a little bent. And then take a big step with your right foot to the back of the mat. Plant your hands firmly down. And then reach your left leg all the way up to the sky for a three-legged dog. When you exhale, bend your left knee, open up your hip, and then drop your right elbow down on the mat. Crawl your left hand fingertips away from you towards the front side of your mat. Take one more breath. Good, and then come back to three-legged dog. Re-extend the leg. When you exhale, step your foot through, lower the back knee down, twisted monkey lunge. Left hand reach up and all the way back as you bend your back knee. See if you can hold onto the foot. Using this as a warm-up for a back bend already. So see if you can open up your heart in here. Send the back of your throat back, the back of your ears back. Maybe even gaze up. Feel the squeeze of the shoulder blades. Take one more breath. With the next inhale, release your foot, half splits. Extend your front leg, send your hips back. Start to really activate your left toes and tuck your right toes under. We're going to need the toe tucks for what we're going to do next. But take one more breath in here. Totally fine for the spine to be a little more rounded in this shape. And with the next inhale, we're going to sprint forward and then rise in a crescent lunge. Lift your back knee up, palms together all the way up and overhead. Find a little back bend. So send your hips slightly forward, heart up to the sky, gaze up. Take your last inhale. And prepare to balance with the breath out, one-legged mountain pose, but then bring your elbow to tap onto your right knee, and then round your spine as you gaze all the way down on the mat. Full breath in, breath out. With the next inhale, dancer pose, right hand to the ankle, lengthen your left arm up to the sky. If you're wobble, that is totally fine. Not that Adjasana shape. Keep pushing your left foot strongly down on the mat. Kick your right foot back. Lengthen your heart up. Remember your ability to love and to receive love. The more we can tap and connect with that, the more connected we're going to feel with ourselves and others. Last inhale. When you exhale, if you're tilting forward, just bring your torso up and then switch the hand that it's holding on the ankle. So now left hand comes to the ankle. Right hand is going to go down to the mat for a forward fold. So left hand is holding on your right ankle. You're folding on one leg. Take a breath. You can start to let your right knee point more towards the right side of the space or maybe even up towards the sky. Feel the stretch on the right leg, on the hips. Last breath. And then release your foot. Right toes way to the back of the mat. Left hand to sacrum, right hand up to the sky. Reach up, exalt your crescent lunge. Now, your left hand can stay on the sacrum. It's going to be a little more supportive. But you can also slide your hand more back on the leg. Last inhale. When you exhale, both hands come down to the mat. Step your front foot back. Plank pose, vinyasa, back to downward facing dog. Once you're getting down dog, take a full breath in. Full breath out. And then inhale, look forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, walk or hop, forward fold. Inhale halfway, breathe out and fold again. Inhale, come up to stand, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands right in front of your heart. Take a breath. And then inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. When you exhale, twist the torso to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. And then lift your left leg up for standing splits. Sending your gaze way back. See if you can keep your hips a little more squared in here instead of like opening it up. It's not like a half moon. So hips are both of them side to side, both sides, side to side. Take one more breath. Nice. And then plant your left toes at the back of the mat. Hands firmly down. Three-legged dog. Right leg goes up to the sky. Exhale, scorpion dog. Bend your right knee. Drop your left elbow down. Right hand fingertips crawl towards the top of the mat. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to three-legged dog. Lift your elbow, re-extend the leg. When you exhale, step your right foot through for twisted monkey lunge. Lower the left knee down. Right hand reaches up and all the way back. Bend your back knee, reach towards the ankle. Remember, try to open up through the heart space. The more you feel the squeeze on the shoulder blades on the back body, the more space you'll find on the chest and heart. Final inhale. Exhale, and then release your foot. Inhale for half splits. Send your hips back, extend your right leg. Feel free to truly round your spine in here. Start to tuck your left toes if they weren't tucked already. With the next inhale, we rise in one breath to crescent pose all the way. Ooh. Let the palms be together. Find your balance. A little bit of the back bend, lengthening the heart up. Hips go slightly more forward and down. Last inhale. When you exhale, one-legged mountain pose. Tap elbow to knee. Round your spine as you gaze down. Last breath in. Breath out. Inhale for dancer pose. Left hand to ankle. Kick the left foot back. Lengthen the right arm up. Feel the space into the heart. Feel the energy moving through your whole body. How your life and this whole world could be so much more different if we were really willing to love and to be loved. Can you intention that in here right now? Last breath. Good. From here, come back with your long spine. Switch the hand that's holding on the ankle. Right hand hold. Left hand goes down as you fold. Head again is super heavy. This is kind of like a standing splits, but with the left leg bent. Last breath. And then release your left toes to the back of the mat. Right hand to sacrum. Left hand extends all the way up to the sky. Exalt your crescent lunge. Maybe hands stay on the sacrum or slides back down on the left leg. Last inhale, gaze up. When you exhale, both hands forward and down. Plank pose as you inhale. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, back bend. And push it up and back, child's pose. Knees can be closer together. Feel free to drop your forearms and elbows down. Let the forehead rest down on the mat. You can move the forehead side to side. Noticing sensations in your body. Checking in with the breath. Is it still flowing? Is it still present? Final breath in here. And then we're going to move through this same exact flow in a little bit faster pace. So from here, meeting back in downward facing dog. Plant your hands at the top of the mat. Hips go up and back. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, look forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, walk or hop forward, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Breathe out and fold again. Inhale, come up to stand, reach up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, standing splits, right leg goes up. Stay for the breath out. With the next inhale, plant your right toes back, hands down, three-legged dog, left leg goes up. When you exhale, find scorpion, drop the right elbow, extend your left arm forward. And then inhale back to three-legged dog. When you exhale, step your foot through, twisted monkey lunge, lower the back knee, left hand goes back towards the foot. Staying for a full breath in and breath out. Half splits. Release the foot, extend your front leg, send your hips back, round your spine. When you inhale, crescent lunge, rise all the way up. Let the palms connect up and overhead. Go for the back bend. Last inhale. When you exhale, tap elbow to knee, round your spine. Inhale, dancer pose. Right hand to ankle, lengthen your left arm up. Find the space. And then switch the hand on the foot, coming to a forward fold. Full breath in and out. With the next inhale, release the foot. Left hand to sacrum, right arm reach up. And then breath out, plant both of your hands down, step back, vinyasa to down dog. Breath in and out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, find your way to the top of the mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, and fold again. Come up to stand, reach up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, standing splits. Left leg goes up to the sky. Stay for the breath out. And with the next inhale, plant your left toes down. Right leg goes up, three-legged dog. Exhale, scorpion. Drop your left elbow. Right hand crawl away from you. And then push it back, three-legged dog. Step your right foot through, lower the left knee down, twisted monkey lunge. Right hand goes towards the back foot. Stay for a breath in, for a breath out. Half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana, extend your front leg, hinge your hips back, round your spine. Use the next breath in to come into a crescent lunge. Reach all the way up, palms together. When you exhale, you're gonna tap elbow to knee, round your spine. Dancer pose comes with the breath in. Hold onto the ankle, lengthen up. And then switch the hand on the ankle. Forward fold. Left hand comes down. Full breath in and out. Release your left foot to the back. Right hand to sacrum. Left hand reaches all the way up. Lengthen up. And then both hands come down to the mat. Last vinyasa of today's class. Child's pose is where we meet. Send your hips towards your heels, forehead down. You can find a little move with the head side to side, or even sway your hips side to side. Take your last breath in here. And then push yourself up. Come and find a seat on your shins. To camel pose. Here we go. Okay. So there are many different ways to get into camel. I personally have kind of like a hard time with back bends, so I'm gonna teach you a way that tends to be a lot more accessible if you, like me, have a hard time getting into these shapes, okay? But if you have already tons of back bends in your practice and you have fun with them and you have more space to enter them, you can feel free to take your camel pose with your toes untucked, so pushing the tops of your feet down on the mat, okay? But if you want to do it the version with me, a little more accessible, you can start to tuck your toes in here and then come into this kneeling position. Even though we don't have a block in today's practice, I want you to imagine that you're going to be squeezing a block in between your thighs. Why? Because a lot of times when we come into back bends, there is this tendency of, as soon as the chest goes up and back, the inner thighs kind of go to the front and they spread wide, okay? The problem with that though is that the moment the legs go wide, the poor lower back gets fully squished, Okay, and that's not very healthy. It's not helpful either. So keeping a really good like concentration of energy, of muscle energy in between your thighs, it's what's going to allow you to have a really healthy back bend in here. Okay, so imagine that you're squeezing something in between the inner thighs. Bring the hands onto your lower back. Fingers are pointing down. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Squeeze the elbows a little bit closer together. And then use your hands to really push your hips forward. Keep squeezing the inner thighs. Slowly send your gaze up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, wherever you're practicing. And then option to stay right here where you are, squeezing the glutes, or keep this whole shape, but then start to crawl your hands back down towards your heels. In here, keep sending the hips forward, hugging the inner thighs together, heart energy, open up. Heart energy nice and alive. Last inhale. Exhale, slowly bring your hips back down. Come and find a seat. You can untuck your toes, rest your hands onto your lap, and just take a few breaths in here. Notice how you're feeling. And then before we move into our second round of Camel, I want to invite you to bring into your mind or into your heart the image of someone that you truly, deeply love. And you know, it can be like if you have kids or if you have a partner or a really good friend, mom, dad, grandma, anyone goes. But just make sure that it's someone that you love like unconditionally. You know, like no matter what happens, you know, you feel that deep love for them. See if you can think about them in here. See if it helps you to tap even deeper into that sense of love. Maybe thinking about a very specific memory, an experience you've lived with them. And then we're gonna keep that in our minds and go for our second round of Camel. Invitation in here to, as you breathe into the shape, imagine that you're really sending all this love out and back in their direction, but also let it go beyond them, you know, into the whole world. Believe it, that it has the potential to travel through. So tuck your toes again. Bring your hands onto the lower back, come into the kneeling position. Squeeze the elbow, shoulder back. Start to take a breath in, hips go forward. Breath out, slowly send the gaze forward. Stay here, or option to bring the hands onto your heels. Final breaths for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring it back all the way down. Hips down, untuck your toes. And right away, start to come to lie down onto your back. Well done. As you come to lie down on your back and hug the knees into your chest, I have a quick invite for you. I'm going to be leading a yoga retreat in my home country, Brazil, this upcoming May. So if you want to know more information about it, feel free to check the link on the description below, and we'll keep in touch. But knees into the chest, you can just kind of find a little sway side to side, like we did in the beginning. Notice how this pressure on the lower back possibly feels so yummy right now. And then pause here in the center. Keep your right knee into the chest. Extend your left leg long on the mat. Take a deep inhale. When you exhale, spinal twist. Let the right knee comes to the left side. You can either cactus your right arm or fully extend it. Let the gaze go towards your right side. Left hand can gently add a little extra weight here on the outside of your right leg. Start to let all the muscles on your face, shoulders, legs, little by little to soften. And then come back to the center. Switch up. Right leg goes long, left knee comes in. Take a big inhale. Exhale to twist to the other side. Cactus or left arm fully extended, totally up to you. But let the gaze go to your left side. Right hand gently pressing the left leg down. Final breath. And then come back to the center. Both knees hug in. You can maybe even bring your forehead closer to your knee. Last inhale. When you exhale, start to release the legs and the arms long on the mat for our final shape, which is Shavasana. In here, let the toes be heavy to the sides. Give a little bend on the joints of your fingers. Soften the shoulders down. Soften the space in between your eyebrows. And just let yourself stay here in this shape for at least 10 more breaths so you can truly integrate and feel the effects of the practice. But that's where I'm going to leave you today. Thank you so much for practicing together, and I'll see you on the next class. Namaste.